Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's the newest fighting game based off the Dragon Ball franchise, and man, does it look amazing. Seriously, it looks gorgeous and I can't wait to get my hands on it. And like any other fighting game, one of the main questions is, who will be a playable fighter in it? I'm sure we'll get a lot of the main and usual characters like fan favorite Broly and most of the Z fighters. This list, however, is a list of fighters I want in the game. Characters from throughout the entire franchise that I think should be in the game, but are not a sure thing. If you disagree with this list, that's fine. These are just the top 10 fighters I want in the game. Alright, let's get to it.
10.
Perfect! With my new power suit, I will rule the planet and crush all who oppose me!
The Super Pilaf Machine. The Super Pilaf Machine are 3 robots that come together to form a more powerful one. It's piloted by 3 people, Shu, Mai, and Emperor Pilaf. They were Goku's first main antagonists of the franchise, and since I think this game should be a celebration of the franchise as a whole, it should include the original villains. Now, Mai, Shu, and Emperor Pilaf are not very strong, so in order to fight Goku, even when he was a kid, they needed to use robots to do it. The machine has been in a few Dragon Ball fighting games, but not many. I think in a fighting game like this, it would fit in nicely. Power levels shouldn't really matter in fighting games, and I think what is important is what sets a fighter apart from other ones, and the Super Pilaf machine would really stand out with unique moves like a flamethrower or missiles. It can really be like Tron Bonne or the Sentinel from the Marvel vs. Capcom series. It looks a little silly, but I think if they did it justice, it could be a powerhouse in the game and not a joke.
9.
Jeering. Jeering is a new character from the Dragon Ball Super anime, and at the time of me writing this, not much is known about him, except that he is from Universe 11 and part of the Pride Troopers. Oh, and he also seems to be very powerful. We haven't seen him do much yet, but they are hyping the hell out of him. All we know is that he's stronger than Toppo and Kale, who forced Goku to go Super Saiyan Blue and gave him a hard time. We don't know his abilities or anything yet, but he does have a good design, and I'm sure his fight against Goku will be epic. Right now, like I said, we don't know much about him, so I had to keep him low on the list, but I have enough confidence in the character to include him in it.
8.
I'm baffled. How can the two of you be so strong when you're fused, yet so pitifully weak when you're apart?
It's inconceivable, making light of 2 Super Saiyan 4!
Omega Shenron. Shin Shenron is the last of the Shadow Dragons in Dragon Ball GT. He is created from the negative energy created by the Dragon Balls, and he becomes Omega Shenron when he absorbs the Dragon Balls into his body. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the Shadow Dragons, but I always did like the idea of these evil beings being created from the overuse of the Dragon Balls. Omega Shenron has the abilities of all the Shadow Dragons, which will help give him a unique set of elemental moves and abilities, like the Whirlwind Blade, Super Ice Ray, and the Dragon Thunder. GT doesn't get a lot of love, which is understandable, but they did have some good ideas, and I think Omega Shenron was one of them, and that he would make an interesting addition to the game.
7.
Now what could you do with those? Crowd control.
Launch. Launch was one of Goku's companions during Dragon Ball, but just about all but disappeared in Dragon Ball Z, which is a shame because I really like Launch. I think she could make a fun fighter for the game. Yeah, she is nowhere near as strong as any of the fighters in this list, but like I said, power levels and such shouldn't really matter in this type of game. For a somewhat normal human, she's actually a pretty skilled fighter, which was shown in the anime when she would beat up multiple people seemingly stronger than her on several occasions. She can use these fighting skills and her arsenal of weapons like her trademark machine guns to have a unique moveset. I kind of imagine her fighting like BB Hood from Darkstalkers, only with stronger punches and a good amount of grappling moves. She would make a great addition to the roster, and let's be honest, the Dragon Ball franchise is lacking female fighters, so she could help balance that out.
6.
Basil. One of the 3 brothers that make up the trio of Dangers from Universe 9, he's a new addition to the Dragon Ball franchise, only recently appearing in Dragon Ball Super. When he first appeared and fought Majin Buu in the exhibition match, I honestly didn't care for him. But after seeing him fight so hard in the Tournament of Power, he really grew on me, and I actually really like him now. He was even the first person to eliminate a fighter from the tournament. And he also stands out as a fighter as he relies on kicks as his main attack method. I mean, they don't call him Basil the Kicker for nothing. Again, having a unique set of fighters is important, and he would help towards accomplishing that goal, since no one else really uses kicks as their main fighting method, or really looks like him. And I also think he's the only fighter to shoot a ki blast out of his feet, which is freaking amazing. His special move could also be summoning his brothers and then doing the triangle danger beam, which would also be amazing.
5.
Master Roshi. Master Roshi is very important to the Dragon Ball franchise. He was many of the Z Fighters' martial arts teacher and taught Goku his signature attack, the Kamehameha. While he might look old and fragile, Master Roshi is quite strong and one of the world's greatest martial artists. But as the series went on, Roshi pretty much became a joke character, not being able to match the power levels of the others. This has somewhat changed in Dragon Ball Super, as he is at least able to fight alongside the other Z Warriors now. Master Roshi really belongs in the game, as I think he will make a great addition, especially since he could have all kinds of crazy moves thanks to all the different techniques and abilities he knows. Like his regular form could be a super fast swift move, or he can change into his super buff form for stronger attacks, or he could use his Thunder Shock Surprise to attack and stun his opponents. Really, I think he would be fun in the game, which is really all that matters.
4.
Janinba. Janinba is from my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie, Fusion Rebirth. He's a demon made up of evil energy from hell. He starts off as this big, baby-like being who is causing destruction in the afterlife, but Goku, in his Super Saiyan 3 form, beats him, causing him to transform into a more powerful form. First off, I love his design. He looks demonic and is one of my favorite designs for any Dragon Ball villain. So visually, I think he will make a great addition to the game. He is also very powerful, forcing Goku and Vegeta to fuse in order to beat him. This is in part because of his strength, but also his many awesome abilities. Like he can create portals to attack enemies from far away, or redirect their attacks. And he also has an awesome dimensional sword, which not a lot of fighters in the Dragon Ball universe use weapons, so it helps him stand out. I really wish they would make him canon and make him a main villain for an arc in the Dragon Ball Super anime, or at least something, but I'd be happy if he ended up in the game at least.
Let's see him escape with this.
Majub. Majub is a fusion of Oob and Majin Buu. The two fused in order to be Baby in Dragon Ball GT. I like Oob as a character. He has a lot of potential that he never really hit in GT. I do think fusing him with Majin Buu was a step in the right direction, but I still don't think that was enough to reach his true potential. Still, like I said, the fusion was a step in the right direction. As Majub, he's a lot more powerful and has access to Majin Buu's abilities, like his Angry Shout and Buu's ability to turn people into candy. As much as I would want Oob in the game, I think he is more interesting as Majub, as his skill set becomes more interesting as well. Majub really is one of my favorite things from Dragon Ball GT, so I would love to see him included in the game. I think he would have this nice balance of power and fun abilities, and though he might not stand out as much of the other fighters, he can still be fun to use. Also, his mohawk is freaking cool, so bonus points for that. PyCon. PyCon is a fighter from the Otherworld, who was Goku's main competition in the Otherworld tournament. He's kind of a Piccolo ripoff, looking and having a personality similar to him, but other than that, he's a great character and stands out on his own, and there's no mistaking him for Piccolo. He has his own set of awesome abilities that make him stand out, and will look awesome in the game, like his Hyper Tornado where he spins fast like a small tornado to attack his enemies, or his powerful Thunder Flash attack, which shoots out a powerful blast of fire and looks amazing. Since PyCon was a filler character, he doesn't do much after the Otherworld tournament, and only has a few small cameos afterwards, which really sucks. I hate it when a good character is tossed to the side. Well, hopefully he'll get some love and make it into the game, since I really do think he will make a great addition. Hit. Hit is another new fighter from the Dragon Ball Super anime. Hit is from Universe 6 and is known as the legendary assassin. Hit is calm and composed, almost showing no emotion, and he almost always has his hands in his pockets like he has no worries. That alone should tell you how powerful and confident of a fighter he is. In the anime, Goku and Hit have fought twice. The first time Hit beat Goku, and the second time ended in a tie. Every time the two fight, they seem to push each other further and beyond their limits, which a good rival should do. So far, Hit is my favorite new character from Dragon Ball Super, and he would definitely make the best addition to this roster. His cool attitude and design, added with his power, would be enough to include him in the game, but the thing that would make him a great addition and set him apart from the other fighters is his time skip ability, an ability that lets him manipulate time for a short amount of time. I think this ability will allow for some cool moves and attacks. It might be hard to incorporate and make it look good, but there are other characters in other fighting games that can manipulate time, so I'm sure it would be possible to add it without breaking the game. And like I said, Hit is just amazing, and he deserves to be in this game, and that's why he's my number one character to be in Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Alright, those are the top 10 fighters I want in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Do you agree with this list, or do you think different fighters deserve to be in the game? Let me know in the comments below. I'm just hoping for a big, diverse roster, but either way, the game looks fun, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it when it comes out. Okay, thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and catch you on the next one. Hey, if you like this video, we have several other awesome videos you can check out. And again, thanks for watching.